back here at On Deck, A View from the Cape. You might notice my co-hostesses are not here. Annie had a little shoulder incident, and Christine is very, very busy after doing a whole run of Fat Ass Cancer Bit shows, and I saw it. It was terrific. Shout out to you, Christine. Very exciting time in Cape Cod here with the tornado. I've never really seen a tornado in the east before, and what a mess that was. I was sitting in my dentist chair, being very depressed that I was at the dentist, when all of a sudden they told me I couldn't leave and that we had to go to the basement. Interesting stuff. Before I start talking with our guests, I do want to remind you that we have a gorgeous art show here at the station. The art show is called 12 Hands, and it's a group of 6 women and a lot of their paintings. So who is this woman I'm sitting next to? I was in the nail salon, and I saw you handing out Cotuit Kettleers schedules. Yep. And I said, I have always wanted to know more about that baseball team. You're a volunteer, Becky, right?
Yep. Well, I started not as a volunteer. I started, my husband was in Shanghai. We had talked about hosting a player, and he played on a softball league, and he had a Cotuit hat on, and the gentleman, Terry Moran, who hosts, who takes care of finding host parents for the players, asked him if he had ever considered hosting a player, and he said, yeah, we talked about it. He said, well, I'll hook you up, and that was all it took.
Really?
Yeah.
So these young men come to the Cape from
various colleges all around the country. These are generally Division I athletes, and they're elite ball players. So they're the top of the college league, and they come here. Their coaches from their various schools allow them to come play Cape ball. And I say allow because sometimes if it's a pitcher, then their coach has an awful lot to say about what their pitch count can be, how many starts they could have.
Oh, really?
You know, so it's different for position players, but generally it's their coach that gives them permission because they're playing ultimately for their colleges. But they come here to the Cape for summer ball because this is where they're seen by coaches and the press.
Well, you talked about housing a player. Yeah. I think that's pretty interesting to have some young man come to your house and spend the whole summer with you.
It's a delight.
It's a delight. Tell us about it. How does it happen? How do you get matched up? How much do they eat?
They eat a lot. They eat a lot. But the league does give you a stipend to help with the groceries because, you know, think about it. These are elite athletes. They're burning it off because they work hard. They work them hard every day, practice every day. And this year, because we've had so many rainouts, there's not an awful lot of time for them to have a day off. So they've been playing pretty regularly through the season. But they do eat a lot. But it is such a delight, not only to be in a position where these young men are really, most of them are just at a point where they're either going to be drafted into Major League or they're, you know, so the youngest player we've had has been 19 years old, and when they reach the age of 21 is when they're eligible for the draft.
Oh.
So once they're approached by Major League teams, if they choose to go to college, then the rule is hands off. They really can't be approached by any other teams until one of two things happens. They either reach their junior year or they turn 21. At that point, they can start to be recruited. So it's a really important time in their lives.
Absolutely.
You know, they're pursuing baseball as their career, and so they have a lot of decisions to make. So being there to be, you know, I tell my husband we're like a blank wall, you know, because we have nothing to gain, you know, by advising this player one way or another. Not that our advice is, you know, but it gives them an opportunity to maybe have a sounding board.
Oh, so they talk to you about what they're doing and what they want to do. And
yeah, I've learned so much about the baseball system, and not all of it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't want to talk about that.
No,
do we?
No. I mean, it's, you know, it's big business.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
But it's such a delight to meet these young men, and they're all delightful.
Can they come and go from your house whenever they want?
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. The only thing that we're really providing for them, my players, they make their own breakfast, they do their own lunch, they do their own laundry. Sometimes they clean their bathrooms. They try not to, what we provide for them is a roof over their head, and family environment, because a lot of these young men, they have younger brothers and sisters or older brothers, they have pets, at home, and they're away from home and they miss their families, so it's an opportunity for us to just love on them a little bit,
That's nice.
So it's really
not
great.
the first time you've done it this summer, am I right?
No. Although the player that we have this summer is the player that we had last summer, so it's has been a special opportunity. My heart is already breaking.
Oh, because he's going to leave.
Yeah.
Oh, how nice is that?
Not until after playoffs, though.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's August 2nd, I think, the playoffs
they
start.
begin,
Okay.
Cotuit's in good standing right now. So.
Well, I have to tell you that every time my grandkids come, we always go to the park. I want to say that we pack dinner, but we really just have ice cream, candy, popcorn, et cetera, and it's just so wonderful. It really is
Isn't
a
it
piece.
a great environment?
It is fabulous, fabulous.
I love it. It's just filled with Americana, and of course all of the parks around the league, with the exception of 2, have lights on the field, so there can be an evening game, which is a little bit different atmosphere than a day game.
I bet. Not so many little people running around.
Well, they're there, but they're usually, asleep in their, strollers or something.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Thank you so much for coming in. And of course, we're going to make a plug for the Cotuit Kettleers. Come see the games that are left and come be at the playoffs. Thank you, Becky. Thanks.